In this episode, we're talking about something every parent of Gen Alpha kids wrestles with. How do I correct my child's behavior without making everything worse? We've all been there. We try to set a limit or give feedback, and your child goes from 0 to fight, flight, or freeze. There's arguing and yelling, slamming doors, running away, hiding and refusing, or shutting down, going blank, and I don't care. If you're left thinking, I just asked you to take out the trash, how did we get here? We're not going to redo the classic parenting styles lecture. We already did that. Instead, I want to talk to you what I call Authoritative 2.0. Discipline that understands the nervous system, correction that starts with connection, and limits that are firm and regulation savvy. Welcome back to Insights from Inside. I am Amanda, and today we're talking about correcting our kiddos without destroying their nervous system. So let's start with the mismatch most of us are living in. We're bringing adult intentions, like I just need to remind them of the rule, or I'm trying to teach them a better way, or I need to hold a boundary. But our kids' brains are running on stress physiology. When they perceive a threat, even a social or emotional one, their amygdala flips the fight, flight, or freeze switch. The nervous system pumps out adrenaline and cortisol. Heart rate and breathing increases, muscles tense, classic stress response. The polyvagal theory helps us see this in 3 states. Green, or the ventral vagal, which is safe and connected. They can hear you, think, and problem solve. Or yellow, which is the sympathetic phase, which is fight or flight. They're revved up. That's when you get arguing, yelling, slamming the door, and storming off. Or the blue phase, which is the dorsal vagal, which is shut down and freeze. They're checked out, you get a blank stare, I don't care, hiding, or curling up. Most of our correction habits are designed for a child in green. We give lectures, we ask why questions, and we roll out consequences. But when your child is in yellow or blue, their thinking brain is offline. The research on emotional dysregulation is clear. In those moments, kids literally struggle to regulate the intensity of their emotions enough to respond appropriately. So when you say, you know better than this, what their nervous system hears is, the threat just got worse, and the behavior ends up escalating. Traditional authoritative parenting is that sweet spot between authoritarian, which is all control and no warmth, and permissive, which is all warmth and no structure. It's high on both expectations and responsiveness. Authoritative 1.0 was mostly about clear rules and boundaries, reasoning and explanations, and consistent consequences. And all of those things are important. Authoritative 2.0 keeps all of that but adds nervous system literacy. It understands that state comes before skill. It knows regulation before reasoning is not just a slogan, it's neuroscience. And it uses co-regulation, your calm nervous system, to help your child get back online before you correct. So Authoritative 1.0 is use your words instead of hitting. Authoritative 2.0 is I'm going to help your body feel safer first so your brain can use words. Then we'll talk about hitting. This isn't being soft, it's being strategic. I use a simple 3-step move with families. RCC. 1 is regulate, 2 is connect, and 3 is correct. Most of us jump straight to step 3. So let's walk through each step. First is regulate, you and them. The first question is, whose nervous system is in better shape right now? If your child is red-faced and screaming, they're in yellow. If they're limp and sullen, they might be in blue. If your heart is pounding and you're clenching your jaw, you're not in green either. Regulate means you slow down your own breathing, you drop your shoulders and soften your tone, and you use your 3-breath reset yourself and out loud. My body just went really yellow. I'm going to do 3 slow breaths before I respond. You're offering your nervous system as a co-regulation anchor. And for your child, regulation may look like stepping out of the room for 30 seconds together, or doing a 3-breath reset side by side, or a drink of cold water, movement, or maybe a weighted blanket, whatever tends to help their system downshift. This is not letting them get away with it. It's saying, we'll still talk about what happened, but first we're going to get your brain back online. Second is to connect. Once everyone is closer to green, then you connect. Connection is not a 45-minute therapy session. It's a brief signal of safety, care, and willingness to hear. So some examples of this is something like, that was a big moment, you look wiped. Or, I can tell you're still upset, I'm right here, we're going to figure it out together. Or gentle touch, if your child likes touch. Or just sitting nearby at their level. This is where active listening comes in. You reflect, you were really embarrassed when I corrected you in front of your friend. And then you clarify, is that right, or did I miss something? And then you name feelings. That makes sense. I'd be embarrassed too. Now their nervous system is hearing, I'm not alone, I'm not being attacked, my parent is with me. Third is to correct. Only after regulation and connection do we move into correction. Here, Authoritative 2.0 pulls in all your familiar tools, expectations, boundaries, and consequences, but in language that the nervous system can actually work with. Correction sounds like, I will not allow you to hit, even when you're furious. Next time, your job is to use your words or walk away. If you hit, the playdate stops. Or, you slammed your door and yelled at me. That's not how we speak to each other here. Next time, you can say, I need a break. If you choose yelling, we'll take away phone time while we repair. You're being clear, not cruel. The nervous system savvy part is that you anchor the correction with a regulation skill, not just punishment. So you might add something like, let's practice what I need a break would sound like while we're calm, so your body has a script next time. Or show me what you could do with your hands instead of hitting when your body is angry. You're not just saying don't do that. You're instilling a replacement behavior that their brain can actually access when the stress hits. Let's put RCC into a few real Gen Alpha scenarios so you have language ready to go. Let's talk about the homework meltdown. Your child rips the worksheet and yells, this is so stupid, I'm not doing it. The old response is stop overreacting, you just need to focus, sit down and finish. The RCC response is first to regulate. Wow, my body just went yellow too. I'm going to take 3 slow breaths before I say anything. And then you're going to connect. Math just pushed you over the edge. Your whole body is saying too much. I get that. I have too much moments too. And then you correct. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's not okay to rip up schoolwork. Next time, if it feels like too much, your job is to say, I need a break, not destroy it. We're going to tape this one and you'll finish after a 5-minute reset. If you rip again, we'll take a break from screens tonight while we repair. You still have a consequence. You've also named a nervous system state and a new behavior. Scenario 2 is sibling explosion. This one happens in my house a lot. A child hits a sibling over a toy or a game. The old response is, what is wrong with you? Say you're sorry right now. The RCC response is to regulate. You separate the kids, everybody takes deep breaths, nobody's in trouble yet, but we are taking a pause. And then you connect, especially to the hitter. Your body went straight to hitting when he grabbed your game. That tells me you were in yellow zone. I won't let you hurt your brother. And then you correct. Next time, your job is to shout stop or call me, not use your hands. We're putting the game away for today while we practice that. Let's rehearse. Show me your stop voice, and then we'll check in with your brother. Again, the boundary is firm, and the tone and sequence are different. Let's talk about scenario 3, the shutdown teen. The stare that Gen Alpha gives us is pretty epic, and it is a characteristic across the entire generation. So let's say your teen storms off, slams the door, and then goes completely silent. The old response would be following into the room with, you don't get to talk to me like that, young lady, open this door right now. The RCC response is first to regulate. Step away from the door and breathe. Think about how you're furious, and I'm going to walk around the kitchen once. And then you're going to go back to connect. You knock gently on the door and say, I'm going to check on you. You don't have to talk yet, but I'm not going to ignore what just happened. When they have shifted to less blue, you say, slamming the door told me you were done. Your words didn't come out, but your body was saying back off. And now we need to correct. You're allowed to need space. Next time say, I need 10 minutes and close the door gently. Door slamming is not okay. If it keeps happening, we'll take a break from hanging out with friends that night while we figure out better ways to handle it. Always bring it back to state awareness plus skill plus boundary. You might be thinking, where do natural consequences fit into this? They're still crucial. We talked last week about the dignity of letting kids find out, or FAFO parenting in the clinical sense. Authoritative 2.0 is not an either-or. It's sometimes you let reality teach. You didn't pack your lunch. You didn't get to eat very much today. Or sometimes you pair that with nervous system support and a clear boundary. For example, if they blow up at a teacher and get detention, you don't rescue them from detention. You also help them map, what did your body feel like 3 seconds before you snapped? What could you do next time when you feel that yellow surge again? We're always looking for that triangle: state, behavior, and consequence. You're helping them see all three, not just the punishment. I want to leave you with a simple experiment for this week. Pick one reoccurring conflict: homework struggles, getting ready in the morning, sibling fights, or maybe back talk. The next time it happens, silently ask yourself, what state is my child's nervous system in? Green, yellow, or blue? And what state am I in? Try the RCC sequence. Regulate yourself first, 3 breaths, soften your body, and connect briefly. You reflect and you name the feeling, then correct. You discuss the boundary, the replacement skill, and the consequences if needed. You're not going to do this perfectly, neither am I. There will be days you go straight to yelling, and days you rescue instead of holding the line. The win is noticing, thinking, oh, that was all correction, no connection. No wonder it blew up. Or wow, when I took 20 seconds to regulate first, everything shifted. Authoritative 2.0 isn't a different personality. It's the same you, with a clearer map of how brains and nervous systems work, especially Gen Alphas. You're still allowed to say no, you're still allowed to be firm. Now you're doing it in a way that your child's body can actually hear. If this episode gave you language you want to borrow, screenshot the RCC steps and share this with another parent who's tired of every teachable moment turning into a battlefield. Next time, we'll keep building out nervous system literacy with more concrete tools you can layer into your everyday routines.